Welcome to the setup video for your new Stoic Ice Bath. I'm Jace from Ritual Recovery and I'm so excited to help you start your cold plunge rituals. In this video, we'll show you how to set up your Stoic Ice Bath and some important points for ongoing maintenance. Step 1, positioning your tub. Unbox your tub and chiller and place them on a stable flat surface. If you're setting up indoors, make sure you've got a suitable space with adequate airflow and drainage and somewhere capable of dealing with spillage from using the tub. You'll also need access to 240 volt 10 amp power and a suitable hose point for filling and draining your tub. Step 2, inflate your tub. Take your double action hand pump and insert the black hose into the inflate port on your pump by rotating clockwise. Take the other end of the pump and insert it into the grey inflation port. You'll notice that there's a small pin on the inflation valve. Make sure it's out to inflate. You can now inflate your tub to 8 to 10 psi by reading this dial on the pump. Make sure you don't inflate over 10 psi. Now you can remove the black hose from the inflation valve, and if air pours out at that point, your inflation pin can be popped out and you can try to re-inflate. And then we can cover back up the inflation valve. If you're using the Stoic Tub Solo, you can take one of these plugs located in your orange tube and insert it into the tub outlet and inlet. Step 3, connecting the valves to your tub. Firstly, take one of your grey L valves and place an O-ring over the threaded end. Take your grey L valve and rotate it clockwise into each connection on your tub. Just tighten firmly hand tight. Then take your plumber's tape and do a couple of wraps around the other threaded end of the L valve. Make sure you wrap it nice and even and don't cover the hole on the L valve. Then take one of your metal valves and screw it in to each threaded end on the L valve. At this point, if you're using the Stoic Tub Solo by itself with no chiller, you can simply rotate these metal valves into the perpendicular position and you're ready to fill the tub with water and ice. Step 4, connecting up your hoses. First, unscrew the white protective caps on your chiller by unscrewing anti-clockwise. Then, super important step, we want to check for the presence of an O-ring in each hose end before attaching. If there's not an O-ring present, there's spares of these provided in the plastic sleeve. Then, connect one hose to each port on your chiller. Screw in clockwise, hand tight only. Then what we want to do is connect the red chiller inlet to the red tub outlet and the green chiller outlet to the green tub inlet. So green to green, red to red. Now that we've got your tub and chiller positioned where you want it to be, super important point is to make sure you've got 500 mils of standoff between the chiller fan and any adjacent wall for adequate airflow and ventilation. Step 5, we want to insert one of the paper filters into the chiller canister. To do that, unscrew your filter canister, screwing anti-clockwise. Then remove any plastic coating on the paper filter and insert the filter central to the canister. Then, before reattaching, fill the canister almost to the top with water. This is super important to help the self-priming mechanism of the chiller. Then, reinsert your filter canister by screwing in firmly hand tight clockwise. Hot tip when screwing in your filter canister, if you go for small incremental rotations, the filter canister will naturally settle to the central position. Now it's time to fill up your Stoic. You can fill the tub with a suitable hose or water point and just fill just below this max water line. Depending on your body shape and size, you can test and adjust this to see what's suitable for you so that no water spills over the edge. Now we want to power on the chiller. Once you've plugged your chiller cabling into a suitable power outlet, we need to test the RCD switch on the back of the chiller. To do that, lift up the plastic cover, flick up the blue lever to the up position, press the orange test button, and this should flick the blue lever down and isolate power to the chiller. If it doesn't do this, don't use the chiller and get in touch with support for next steps. Now press the power button on your chiller display, and you will notice the chiller will run through a self-priming mechanism for 1 to 2 minutes if everything is connected up right. Once the chiller has run through its self-priming mechanism, you can set your desired temperature by pressing the plus or minus buttons on the chiller display to get to your desired temperature. You will also notice that the flow rate should be sitting around 17 to 20 litres per minute, which is a good indicator that everything is set up well. If your chiller is not running at 17 to 20 litres per minute, or it failed to cycle through the self-priming mechanism, you might need to check one of a few things. You can try to re-tighten your L valves. You can make sure that the blue levers on your metal valves are in the open parallel position. You might need to check that each hose end has an O-ring present. Or you can also remove your filter canister, reposition your filter and re-tighten. You may also need to double check that your hoses are running green to green and red to red. One of the last things to do is to pair your chiller with your device so that you can control it from wherever you are. To pair the chiller with your device, you can either scan the QR code on the back of the chiller, or you can download the To Your Smart app or Smart Life app from the App Store. To enter pairing mode on your chiller, press the settings button, then hold down the Wi-Fi button for 3 to 5 seconds and you will notice it enters pairing mode. Then open the app on your device and select Add Device. If your phone is connected to the Wi-Fi network and your chiller is within range of that Wi-Fi network, you will notice that the app will automatically recognize the chiller as SY Ice. The Wi-Fi network will then ask you to verify the network ID and password. Make sure you use the same network ID and password as you're using on your device. You'll notice that the chiller will then initialize into the app and will take 1 or so minutes to verify the chiller. Once your chiller is connected, you can change the device name to your desired name, and you can also add automated on-off settings for your chiller so it powers on and off at your desired time. To do this, in the app, select Switch Timer, then you can add a schedule. In that schedule, select your time, then select whether you want it to power on or off and how often you want to repeat that schedule. In your app, you can also adjust your temperature settings, you can turn child lock on or off, you can adjust your ozone sanitation timing, or you can power the chiller on or off remotely. Now it's time to put one of the final touches on your Stoic Ice Bath. You can take your insulated lid and inflate it the same way you did for your Stoic tub. The insulated lid will keep the cold water in and the bugs out, and you can also lock it with the code to make it child safe. That concludes the setup video for your Stoic Ice Bath. Now all that's left to do is sit back and wait for your chiller to cool or heat your water to your desired temperature. We really hope you enjoy your Stoic Ice Bath, and please feel free to reach out if you require extra support.